Hello, everyone. Nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Happy Easter Monday. Got crazy Easter. The Pope passed away, which is crazy. So that'll be interesting. I was obviously raised Catholic, not Catholic anymore, but very interested to see what happens with that. Anyway, that's sort of aside from what we're covering here. What is happening for this raid video is we have a Titan event kicking off for Community Weeks. It's going to be on for about 2 weeks. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of the long story short. Now, this does look like it's going to be kind of equally intensive the whole way through. So it runs from today, the 21st of April, to the 6th of May, which is incidentally, if we jump over here, just a little bit after the last day for the calendar, which is the 4th of May. Now, I think there is a week grace period at the end where you will miss most of the rewards, but some of these rewards are guaranteed. So I think it's just the fragments, and then I think it's going to be the relic, which is the wand of submission, basically, will come on the last day, and the fragments, I'm guessing maybe we get the last fragments on the 3rd of May or something. But yeah, so it's sort of coinciding with the end of that. Now, like I said, it's going to be fairly intensive all the way through. You only need 1,500 Titan points to maximize the event, but there are 1,750 up for grabs. 950 in the first week and 800 in the second. These events are often more front loaded into the first week. This one is slightly more front loaded into the first week, but not maybe as much as usual. So it seems fairly intensive. And what that says to me is that there's likely to be fairly substantial, probably champion training events both weeks, perhaps dungeon divers, and almost definitely big summon events in both weeks. So yeah, we will see this weekend. I mean, this is the between fusion time, so it's a time where they could drop things like Decks of Fate and so on. We are actually starting off with a big champion training event. This one is giving a mythical tome. So legendary tome at 1100. Ooh, wow, 16,000 is a huge amount of points, and the other rewards are not very good. Maybe you do it for mythical, but it's quite a lot. Yeah, all the Titan points need to go up to 7,600 if you're doing this. Now, here's the thing. This Titan event, we should cover this. What are the rewards? Well, it's pretty simple. At each of the milestones, you'll get a soul for Iudex Artor, who's going to be the champion, of course, everyone's going to get for free from the Sacred Order. I did a full showcase of him. You can go and check it out if you wish. My thoughts on this, again, what does Iudex Artor need? He needs HP and speed. And for me, because he has lower base speed and a smaller turn meter boost, I actually prefer weighting it more towards HP than speed. I still want him fast. So, for example, for me, I'd be looking at building him at like 100,000 HP and probably about 300 speed. So, certainly not my fastest champion, but sort of a secondary turn meter booster for the team. And yeah, and so on. But he needs HP and speed. He doesn't need crit damage from a 4-star soul. He doesn't need accuracy or resistance from a 5-star soul. He does love the speed from a 6-star soul, but I'll be honest, do I think he's a champion who is worth purchasing a 6-star soul for? No. No, I don't. I certainly don't. I would say within the last out of 3 or 4 fusions, you've got much better options. I think Fabian is a perfect example. Fabian is much better to get a 6-star soul for than Iudex Artor. And it takes about 6 months or so, more perhaps, of saving up to get enough red essence to even buy a 6-star soul. So yeah, I mean, do Fabian, do Marius, and then do champions in the future. I just don't see it. I mean, I'd much rather, let me put it like this, I'd much rather have a 6-star soul for Arbiter, and I even wouldn't bother buying one for Arbiter, but I'd much rather having it for Arbiter than I would for Artor. So I don't feel like it's a champion you go for a 6-star soul for. I don't think the 4 or 5 matter much. I do think that the 1-star is absolutely super easy to get and absolutely worth doing. I do think getting the 3-star is a pretty good idea. If you're going to use them at all, 3-star makes the blessing a little bit stronger, and it gives them a bunch of defense, which I think is really nice. If you're going to be building them with lots of HP, defense doesn't really help much in Arena because people stack so much ignore defense. But for Faction Wars, which is probably going to be his best area, I think that's going to be really strong. Again, it's one of these things with these login champions. They release login champions often for content that is coming in the future. So, for example, Skeletor, very good for a couple of things, but clearly was designed to help newer players progress in Chimera. But of course, because they release him before the content, uh, I think people sort of form an opinion and then won't change it. I think it's a similar sort of thing with him. I think that he looks kind of not great right now, but that's because he is mostly designed for faction wars. But you might not need him. Like I said, you might not need him. I doubt I will use him myself because I've already got two couples in Sacred Order. I've got Wixwell with Noel, Sir Nicholas. I do think Artor combos extremely well with Wixwell. Don't know if I need him, and I might be better off because I can run Noel, who I think would also be better with the 6-star soul, by the way. I could run like Bivald for healing or whatever and probably get through stuff a bit faster. So yeah, for me, I'm not too pushed, but I'll certainly be grabbing the 3-star soul. There are other rewards in here, of course, along the way. Bit of energy in there is nice. Not too much of impact over here, I feel. Again, the 3-star stuff, a big chunk of energy. Again, that's decent. If you go further, if you do push further, the 4-star soul I think is almost worthless. You might build him with a 100% crit rate, but he doesn't really do much damage from what I could see. So that's not great. But a legendary skill tome is good. So if you do go further, there's actually good rewards in here. Yeah, there's good stuff. Milestone 4, apart from the multi-battles, and the core hammers are virtually worthless, I feel. But the other stuff is actually pretty solid. So I'd be aiming for definitely getting Milestone 3, and then if you happen to grab a few more, then that's totally fine. Into Milestone 5, there's some okay stuff. Again, 1 million silver is virtually worthless, but the gems are good. Primal Shards, good enough. Chaos Powder, Eternal Souls, coins, etc. There's some okay stuff in here. Mythical Skill Tome would be the big draw if you do go far, but that's pretty far in. That's definitely, to do any real progress through Milestone 5, it's definitely going to require multiple summon events. So it depends how good they are, whether it's worth doing. This might be a nice bonus to pick up if the summon events are good. But yeah, I in my honest opinion, this is one where you can target easy events that you will be doing anyway, aim for about the 3-star soul, and then skip the rest would be my thoughts. I just don't see the value, to be honest, in him. Now, we also have got free gear removal, actually for 2 weeks. Whoa. Hang on. So I didn't notice this. What? Free gear removal for 2 weeks? Oh, that's actually phenomenal. I love this. This is great. More free gear removal is more good. This is a fun experiment, I think, from them, probably. Experimenting with giving bigger chunks of this. I think it's fantastic. This will let you push through Cursed City, obviously. Almost brings you basically all the way to the end of Cursed City, almost. You got the full Cursed City thing. You can re-gear for Siege next week if you want. I think probably more importantly, not this. We do have a new live arena season kicks off tomorrow. Yeah, a day. So you can do that. That's cool. Yeah, so great, cool. Plenty of stuff to do with free gear removal. I'll probably be doing some gear changing tomorrow. It's a CVC. I will be streaming for CVC, so I'll see you then. When CVC starts, I will be on, and yeah, we will go. It's not personal rewards, so it's going to be pretty chill. Not too much going on there. We're having actually a bunch of clan drama at the moment, which I don't have much time for drama, to be honest. That's just kind of a hassle. But yeah, we'll see what's happening tomorrow. Who the heck knows? But yeah, that's basically where we're at. So yeah, CVC stream tomorrow. We'll probably be focusing on checking my bills. Do I want to switch anyone up? I'd be particularly interested because I do now have a Wand of Submission, which I forged recently on Empress. It'd be quite fun to see, can I actually drop his speed and accuracy a bit now and crank his damage up? And by cranking damage, will probably be, now he's got actually higher speed than I need. Be trying to drop the protection set, get him into lethal would be really, really nice. We'll see if we can make that happen. I wasn't able to do it before. I checked and it wasn't happening. So we'll see. But that's where we're at. Yeah, like I said, for me, Titan Weeks, I'm probably just going to do the events I want to do and mostly skip. And I just really don't see the value. I don't see the value in this champion too much, to be honest. I think he's very much for early mid game. And I really think 3-star is what matters for him. And that's about it. Guys, there you go. Thanks for watching. Oh, reminder, actually. We do have only 2 days left on the Lysanthier fusion. I'm probably just going to fuse him up for CBC. Doesn't look like we're going to have Champ Chase or anything overlapping this. Let's just double check. I'm not expecting any. So Yeah, no. So yeah, I'll probably just pull him for CVC. There you go. That's it. That's all I've got. Have a good Easter Monday. It's a bank holiday here in Ireland, so kind of chilling, taking some time off. I'm getting ready. Puppy has her, I think, final round of vaccinations tomorrow, and then after that, I'm hoping that we can take her out. You know, within a day or two, but it might be like we need to wait a week to be super safe that the vaccines have like taken effect and whatnot. But really looking forward to getting the puppy actually out and exploring the world and meeting dogs and people out and walks and stuff. We'll see. Training to walk is tough, but we'll get there. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great bank holiday if you've got a bank holiday. And yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.